My sons, attack the gates.
Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, Chibi. Hello, Dark. Hello, Oops. How are we doing? I hope you're having fun with your game, Dark. That does... I will catch up on the VODs for that, because it does look interesting. Yeah. How are we all doing? Thank you for the stickers, Chib. And such. One of these days, I'm accidentally not going to click unmute on my microphone, and I'm going to click the button right next to it that says stop streaming. That's going to be a fun day. There's been some long-distance shotgunning, as well there should. As well there should. I understand that you can't customize characters in that game, so it's a bit more sort of focused on character and a bit higher stakes, smaller scale sort of thing. Force yourself to turn away from Breath of the Wild and there's going to be a problem. Oh no, that's exactly why I don't play large RPGs anymore. Too much time. He mutes on the headset, which you forget to turn off instead. That's fair. Yeah. No, I've got mine in OBS, in OBS. Let's get some music. That song, by the way, was not from Sexy Brutale, and a soundtrack I should buy at some point. It was from Don't Starve, which is also a very good soundtrack. I've been playing a bit of that recently, and I remembered why I don't play it, which is that I always forget what I was doing when I come back to it. So I need to write things down. Sounds exactly like the title song. It's got that nice sort of jazzy, swingy sort of thing to it. It's fun. I think that, what's that called? Spring Cleaning, it's called, I believe. From the Reign of Giants. Electro jazzes? Not really electro. Just sort of jazz. There was an organ in there. I suppose you can call that electro. Assuming it was an electric organ. Anyway, let's do things. The Reign of Giants. It's XCOM 2, but with all unique peoples, human alien hybrid. It's very quickly becoming much harder than XCOM 2 because of how much you've got to think about turn order. Yes, I saw the turn order thing. That reminded me of Final Fantasy X. And that sounds pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway, stuff. Here's Blender. I thought we might have a crack at trying to do some 3D modeling today, because I haven't done 3D modeling in a while, and I want to. I have a vague idea of something I might want to do, but I'm also open to other ideas. Yeah. Oh yeah, music, that's what I was doing. Let's stick with the jazz theme and go with the Grim Fandango soundtrack. Oh.
My sons,
that's not it.
Attack the gate.
That's an auto host. Thank you. Music. Keep it low down. So I want to get into 3D modeling, but every time you try, you just get overwhelmed. That's fair. Okay, so if you haven't tried Blender recently, they have completely overhauled the interface, and it's much, much more straightforward. Unfortunately, I was used to the way it was before, so I'm still getting used to that. So yeah, if you tried Blender before, but not recently, it's gotten a bit easier to get into it. I did actually rage quit from Blender the first time I tried it. It got so annoying. But I got there in the end. Yeah, it's not simple manipulating 3D space on a 2D screen with a slightly different 2D interface. So yeah, what do? Delete the default cube, as always. I thought it might be fun if I tried to make my little Parsnip character, because that seems like a relatively simple design. But yeah, if you want me to explain anything about how to operate this, feel free. Again, I'm no expert, but I have been doing it for a little while. Yeah, this is probably too many vertices, isn't it? Okay. Already it's wrong. Go away. Adding is cylinder. We don't. Oh no, I clicked off. Yeah. Try again. There we go. Third time's the charm. We don't need 32. Let's go with 16. Nice binary number. What sort of things would you be interested in 3D modeling? There's a question. That's a parsnip, isn't it? That's an icicle from Final Fantasy VII. Okay, I'm gonna try not to just slap subdivisions on things, because it's gonna get very messy very quickly if I do that. Let's stick that there, and then merge those to a point. Cone snip. Yes, lovely. It's like an ice cream cone, but parsnip. Sounds horrible. Always sort of try and do things in slightly the wrong place. Yeah, what are the proportions I'm going for? So, for reference, I did some doodles a while ago of this little friend, and I'd quite like to make them in 3D, and then maybe rig them and animate them. Who knows? Thought it might be quite fun. So relatively simple, there's not an awful lot going on. The limbs are quite bendy and simple. It's just the hair. The eyes are going to be interesting. The mouth, not sure how that's going to work. Might end up doing something stylized for that, but that's the kind of thing I'm going for. So how to sort of bending forwards or backwards in all of the things I have. So hyper realistic mouth, actual teeth. Or is that an answer to the question I asked earlier? What you wanted to 3D model? Right. So this doesn't need to be quite so high. Like that. It might be worth sticking one sub divide on. I guess bad practice to be doing this while you're still modeling, but let us. Where is it? Shade smooth. I'm slowly learning where everything is again. Don't give the parsnip human teeth. I'm thinking of just giving them basically a PNG you can swap out with other PNGs, kind of like stop motion sort of look, for that sort of thing. But I don't know. I'll see how it goes. Still very much up in the air. Is that parsnip shaped? I guess we can always change things if we want. Teeth is for your fans only account. Is that a good or a terrible way to advertise for a thing? If you join my fans only account, you can see horrible human teeth. Okay, that's basically Parsnippy. What I was thinking, a thing I learned not too long ago was, let's hide you for a second. If I add a sphere, there's a sphere. Edit mode, rotate 90 degrees along the x-axis. Let's say, this is just for demonstrative purposes. Shade smooth. Give it a couple of materials and make this one dark. And do this. Rendered. Yeah. There's an eyeball. Just remember the bit where there was a guy who had a teeth fetish. I don't want to think about how that works. There's already mods for Chimera Squad. You can get the homicidal AI from the Spark mission, which you love that idea. Cool. I'm guessing it's the same engine as 2. Roughly speaking, a few tweaks. That's usually how you can get mods out quickly. So anyway, yes, the thing I was thinking of is if you want a cartoon character, you give them an eye, and then what you do is you just sort of rotate it around, and that's how they look and all that sort of stuff. But if I were to stick 2 of these on the front of the Parsnip, it would look pretty weird. So what I'm thinking is if I add a lattice, which is something I've only really just learned about. But let's give it a bit more resolution. What lattices do is they essentially allow you to transform 3D space using a sort of matrix thing. But as a post-composition rather than a pre-composition. You can transform objects just by editing them. But using the lattice, you can have it so that all of your transformations of the object inside the lattice happen before the transformation of the lattice. So, for example, if I were to so let's have a look at the... So yeah, let's have a look at the Parsnip, for example. So these look round, but as you can see from the side, they're not really spheres, they're sort of flat. And if I were to just go in here and say, okay, let's make it sort of flat, like that. But then if you try and look around with it, it would just sort of... That doesn't look normal. That's not what eyes do. You kind of want the pupil to move around the object as it is, and so that's what the lattice does. I believe. So if I just go in here, scale it Y like that. I need to connect this to the lattice, so where is that? There it is. This lattice. Oh, there it is. So similar sort of transformation, but that happens after all the transformations of the object inside. So if I were to rotate the object inside, it would still be flat, but because the transformation of the flattening is happening after the rotation, as it were. So this is what I'm thinking of doing for the eyes, generally speaking. And you can do the same sort of, so for example, if I were to go, let's duplicate it, go to wireframe, get rid of these, make it a bit bigger. And oh yes, I'm in edit mode. Also tab to get out of edit mode. I've been using Blender for bloody ages and I only recently learned that. A lot of shortcuts that it never tells you. So if we just give it that and then duplicate it like thus, then we can do the same sort of thing with eyelids, because the eyelids will also... Hang on. Let's streamline this a little bit. Get rid of that. Whoops. Yes, so rotate the long X. Like that, you can do the same sort of thing. The transformation also works with that. So And again, I'm just sort of rotating inside this, as it were. And you can also do other transformations with this. It doesn't have to be simple. So let's grab these. Let them go. These sort of weird sort of transformations. And again, you can just perform stuff inside it. So yeah, I'm thinking of using that. The only problem, obviously, is, as you can see, the pupil gets a bit weird, but I'm sure we can work something out. Anyway. Power off you lot. Here's my parsnip. Okay. So, hold on. Leaves. Let's get the leaves sorted. We could do this in mesh. There. What am I doing? There we are. Add a plane. Looks like there's a fold in his eye. It's, yeah. I'm want to work out ways of sorting this out. This is very much just to see what works. Okay, so what's going on with your hair? There's sort of like a... thing like that. Yeah, it's not terrible. Smooth. Smooth. So yeah, how's everybody's week been thus far? Makes sense to do it like that, I guess. Maybe. How big do we want this? Probably not quite that big. Well, then again, maybe not. Maybe that's fine. We can always change it later. Let's get another one. Grab this. There. Connected only, thank you. Maybe that wasn't a great idea. Yes, this looks normal. That's great. Let's get rid of that. We sort of just want the same thing, just sort of going back a bit. Ooh. Bit of mariachi stuff going on in the background. It's been fine. Online classes taking some getting used to. I hope they're going well. Some people find it more difficult to keep their attention going in that sort of situation. Obviously, nobody wants people to not be getting along well with the course simply because of the format it's presented in. That doesn't help anyone. Hard not to get distracted, yeah. Give this sort of... Really weird, but you don't remember how your week went. I've been like that for the last couple of months. I imagine it probably went with a lot of Zelda. Just guessing. I'm trying to grade finals and deal with students who are only now just concerned about failing. Yes, I've fortunately never had to be on the sort of receiving end of that. I just marked exams. But had lengthy chats with my old PhD supervisor about that sort of thing, because he was the student liaison at the university, or the maths department anyway. a fun old time. So this is gonna look a little small one. The back doesn't have to be super symmetrical because we're gonna be deforming it probably anyway. It's nice. Love the boy. Because of Fractal's comments on the after Guinevere Lancelot situation during your stream, you're now making a dumb little comic. This is the Lancelot stuff. You just woke up again. How you feeling? Doing good? You went and gathered some of Link's memories and you did almost cry. Oh. I have no idea what they are. Because I am a lousy non-switch haverer. Something I may remedy in the near future. If I ever get any money. Yeah, it's a bit wonky, isn't it? Okay. Actually, hang on. We can do better than that. We can just change it here. Why am I singing? Not apologise for encouraging the dumb little comic. That's fair. How dare you possibly incentivize our friend to make more good things? Ooh, clarinet. Love a good clarinet. Not particularly sad or anything, you're just way too invested in this little boy not having memories and just feeling very protected. No. Nice. Right, should we try and tackle this whole eye thing? Or should we do the arms and legs? I don't know how the arms and legs are going to go. Also, this body needs to deform, so let's give it a few more bits. You've been working, playing 76, and fighting work to give you your time off. I thought you had a week off. You've been fighting them for it. That's fine, yeah. Right. Use the beanbag shotgun. They'll never suspect it. Okey-dokey. I kind of want it to be a little more. What a terrible idea. Why don't I, instead of that, instead of any of that, why don't I? That may be this. That's a bit better. Ooh, let's save. Nah, we'll do that later. As you should. Don't look at my things. There we are, done. An excellent Parsnip. Grade A. Call Pixar. That's too much. We don't need that. Whoop. Cool. And we'll just smooth. Okay, arms and legs. How are we gonna do that? You do, but they're getting rid of all the temps out of the blue. That seems like a fantastic time to do that. When you decide to take your holiday, which was fine before, they cut hours as well. So confused, why didn't they just give you your hours? All the people, to all the people that got cut. It's almost like things are badly organised. So how are the arms and legs going to work? That is an excellent question. Let's. Why am I not mirroring? Let's mirror this. Save me the bother. That'll do. And Mira. Miroir. That's a half snip. Oops. Looks like I got a few too many things in there because it was not symmetrical. That's fine. Easy to solve. That's not how you do it. Boom, like that. What are you doing? Why am I not doing it like that? Because it looks awful, that's why. It's that one. Nice. Why are you not? Why is that not working? Ah. Oh, because there's subdivide, yeah. Let's hide that for a second. There we go. Sorry, this is all silly things. Hey, no, that actually has. Get rid of that. This is not how you do it, by the way. If anyone wants tips on how to 3D model, this is not the way. It's crazy how far all this tech has come in such a relatively short time. And it's free! Amazing! This is a way, but maybe not the best way, but a way. It will get me where I need to go, eventually. Oh dear. Why does this look so weird? This is why you don't model with a subdivision on. Do your modeling, and then you subdivide and go, why is the subdivision doing weird things? Answer, because you haven't modeled it with the subdivision in mind. I don't know what that means. So subdivision basically takes what you've done and divides it into smaller bits, and thus giving you more polygons without having to make them yourself. This makes things generally smoother. And all that jazz. So for example, grab along. Why like this? Okay, so for example, you have this square here. This square. It's mirrored, don't worry about it. If I were to turn on the subdivision, however, with one subdivision thing, then you can see. Apparently you can't see, I don't know why it's not showing. Why are you not showing? It doesn't like me. Show me the thing. Okay, you can't see. But there's now, basically, this square has been turned into 4 smaller squares. Why is it not showing me? Show me the subdivision. Is that a thing that they changed? They probably changed that. It's annoying. I'm trying to show you the magic, but it's not. Wireframe? No. Oh, there we are. So you can see that that square is now 4 smaller squares. Turn it off. 1 big square, 4 smaller squares. And it just, because I've set it to Catmull Clark, I guess they're the names of the people who came up with the algorithm, it does it in a smooth way, but if I turn it to simple, it just literally takes the square that's there and splits it into bits. You can also increase the number of times it does that. For this, it doesn't change an awful lot, but if I put it back to the smooth one, it just gets smoother and smoother as we go. That's a subdivision. That doesn't help. Yeah, and it's just a simple way of getting things to be smooth and have decent polygons and all that sort of stuff. Decent polygon count, I should say. What? Again, this is why you don't model with a subdivision on, because then you're modeling with respect to imagined polygons, as it were, not the actual polygons that are there. And those imagined polygons can throw you off. What? Oh, we're in mirrored. Screw mirrored. It's done nothing but annoy me. Right. Hello, you have coffee and a bit of food and you feel a bit more alive now. Yeah. That's alright. I have muddled along in Blender for a while. I know some things. I can absolutely recommend, what's his name? Ian something? Ian Hubert? Ian Hubert. Everybody look up Ian Hubert. He makes very short, very funny videos on Blender. Yeah, they are good. Right. So let's do some of this by hand. Oops. He may not show you how to do it, but he'll show you ways of speeding up stuff. Good cheats. Yeah, I can't do that. I'll post some of his stuff in the Discord, because it is... His videos are on average about 2 minutes long, so... Yeah, so I'm just sort of doing this manually. I said the subdivision should be able to do it, but I just want that a little bit more control if I can. I want this to be up here. That mirror again is causing problems. Not even here, and it's still causing problems. How honestly dare it? Shouldn't be focusing on this level of detail at this point, but here we are. What does it look like with it all on? Yeah, looks alright. There's some weird normal stuff going on here. Don't tell me the parsnips. Oh no, I know what's happened. Yeah. Yep. Same thing at the bottom, or yeah, some weird stuff going on here. If you highlight things and then press the full stop button in the number pad, you will zoom into it, which is very nice. So let's turn this off for a second. What's going on here? Okay, so there's something going on here, I think. There we go. Bloody mirrors. And we're all good. Just subscribe to him and check out his videos after this. The Discord. While you're on YouTube, let's like and favourite this new Crispy vid. Crispy vid? Oh, the VOD, the Dark Souls. I automatically set them to go live a week after the VOD, so Sorry, a week after the stream. Otherwise, everyone gets bombarded with videos whenever I bother to upload them. Right. Cool, that's done. No. Save. Always save your work. Now let's do arms in something else, a new thing that has its own mirror modifier. That's how we're going to do this. I didn't really want that, that's fine. Cylinder, we can do with 6. Nothing major. Big old hexagon. I can save GP's vids. Yes, I need to catch up on the draw through because I kept missing the middles. Right. As much as it pains me to admit it, I do need a mirror modifier here. You can go away as well. Another thing that's really nice in Blender, which I only learned recently, is if you want to scale, you can fix how you're scaling something along a particular axis. So if you want to just scale it along the vertical axis, you press Z after scaling. If you just want to do it along the x-axis, you can do that. If you want to do, if you want to do it along the y, hang on, I pressed grab rather than scale. You can do that. But if you want to scale along everything but one axis, so if I want to scale on everything but the height, you do Shift Z, and then it does it in the X and Y direction, but not the up and down one. So that's cool. And it's good for, because otherwise I would just go like that and then scale it to be bigger, like that. And that's very imprecise if you want a particular height. Again, this is only useful for anyone who wants to do this themselves in the future, but there we go. There, we're finished. Good, isn't it? Where exactly, let me look at the drawings I was doing. Where exactly do we want the arms? About halfway up. Pretty much. So where they are. Lovely. Oh, there. Slender snip. Big old slender arms. Let's extrude long. How long do we want them? There's a question. I'm probably going to give these, if I give it an armature. Ooh. Didn't know you could do that. Cool. I'm probably going to give it the ability to shrink and expand itself. What am I going to do for hands? There's a question. Because in the pictures, there's like, this is like the closest there is to a hand, just a thumb and the rest of the hand. But the rest of them are just sort of nubs. Don't know. Tiny mitten? Maybe. Something like that. Whoops. Probably a bit too big. It's a spatula, yes. That's the other thing, GG. Press G for grab, and you press G for move along the edges that it's on. So like, they're wobbling from side to side, yeah. Better. That was another one that would have been very nice to know much earlier. So how are we going to make this look good? Question. I think it's too wide. It's pretty simple. That. Probably fatter as well. Why didn't I do this horizontally? Would have made sense, wouldn't it? Good old-fashioned T-pose. Ah, screw it, it's not too late. It's much easier to model along a cardinal direction. What about there? Okay, so the elbows around there, and then the arms around there. Cool. Get these. Oops. That's not the shape of a thumb, is it? We shouldn't have this curve, should we? Again, please do not use my work as a tutorial, because I don't know what I'm doing. Ain't got no clue. The Blender was more like drawing or using a stylus as a modeling tool. This is maths. No, I very rarely... There is a grease pencil thing, which I don't really use, which you can use to do 2D animation in 3D space, which sounds pretty cool, but I've never tried it. But yeah, I'm just sort of mostly... I tend to do a lot of hard modeling there. Tend to do a lot of hard modeling stuff. But once we get, you know, an armature up and running, we can start messing around with the character and doing fun things. That's bad news about for you about doing anything you make using a computer. It's all maths. Computers compute mathematics. It is what they do. Let's put one there for the purposes of bending. Bender bending Rodriguez. I think that looks fine. The best you're gonna get, I think. And if we were to add a subdivision to this, where is it? Here it is. Let's only do one. Probably doesn't need to be quite that long. Gonna go smooth. There you go. Give that wrist a little. Give that. Oh no, that's. There's already one there. Okay, so in that case, we need to give one for the elbow, then one for the back, and add in some good old creases. Creases basically say, look, if you're doing a subdivision with these particular things, make sure that they don't move really from the position that they're supposed to be. Because as I say, if you had polygons, it automatically is going to go, let's make it smooth. But if you want a hard edge, then you don't want it to be smooth. You want it to be hard. And that's what the crease is for. Alternatively, instead of doing that, you can just add in another one next to it and it'll automatically bunch it up. Which I might just do with these. Because like if I take off the subdivision, you can sort of see these are pretty... For those like that, these are pretty close together. If I put it back on, they sort of stretch out because it's trying to go, let's smooth things out. Very thankful for the maths and all that it allows you to do, but you also like being unaware that you use it on a daily basis. That's one of the great things about math. You don't need to know it in order to use it, which is kind of remarkable in that sense. I've always been interested in that sort of side thing.
But you have my thanks.
The Music Diamond 123. 123. Thank you for following. And hello. I don't know what I'm doing. Just bear that in mind.
My sons, attack the gates.
What's that? Oh, yeah, hosting. Oh, thank you very much. Why didn't that come up in chat? Thank you. This looks probably too long. Yeah, that's too long. Nope. Select vertices. What was I saying? Oh, yes, user interface. It's an interesting area because, like, how much can you do without knowing what it is you're doing? It's an interesting sort of question because I don't know really how a car works, but I can drive one. So how much of a process can you hide from the end user, and yet it still function as accurately as possible? I like that. An interesting idea. Well, an interesting concept. That's probably too short. We can stretch it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Phones, yeah, but most technology nowadays has a very heavy user interface discrepancy between its workings and its operation. Right. That's kind of arms. Still think probably too short. You only really need to move the hand, then make sure the elbow is somewhere in the middle. And we're good. Now let's do the same with the feet, or quite legs are quite high, actually, in the drawings I've done, so. And feet. We'll have to get rid of the thumbs, obviously. Oh, that's another thing. If you want to zoom in and center your camera around a thing, just select it and press the full stop. I said that earlier in the stream, didn't I? Ignore me, don't worry. Let's get rid of the actual hand. L to select an object, H to hide it. There's a better way of doing it than what I'm about to do, but it's fine. Don't worry, you're missing your thumb. Toe thumb. It's fine. Oops. I'm selecting all sorts of vertices here. I'll just do that. Right, but we don't want it to be paddle-like. These aren't my feet. My feet are very wide. Scale. Don't grab scale. Or do that. What am I doing? I'm doing feet. That's what I'm doing. How do I want those to go? They want to be bendy and stuff. So that looks fine. Give it a sort of ankle. That's a knee. Cool. Done. The legs are actually quite long. They're almost as long as the body itself. So, easy way to measure. It's the Vitruvian Parsnip. That subdivision's playing havoc again. Oh no, it's just the way the grab's working. Fair enough. That should be fine, yeah? Do that. I know what I'm after. Who knows if I will succeed? Oh yeah, corners work weird, don't they? So what do I want? Let's See, that's not straight, is it? Let's zoom in and try and make this as straight as possible. That looks serviceable. What am I doing? There. Dissolve. And then can I like smooth that? That's just gonna do weird things, so we can do it like that. Okay, what does that look like with subdiv? Not absolutely terrible. Yeah, that's right. With his hockey sticks. When I start getting an armature in, that will make more sense. How do lattices work with an armature? There's a question. I don't know. Let's find out. So, eyes. We said we were going to work on eyes. Save your work. Always save your work. Add an Sophia. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fine. Moon. Big old eyeball. Actually, it's quite a small eyeball. So how big are the eyes? Pretty big. But again, as I said earlier, if I just do... Can you apply... I don't think you can you? No, it's fine. Cyclops! Get that folded eye in there. It's plankton, isn't it? I'll just do this for the purposes of testing. Okay. If I were to just... Because I wanted to... I can separate them out later. But how's the lattice going to work? I don't know. I want to duplicate... No, I can do that manually. That's fine. Okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking about things. Because if I were to just go... Grab that on X. Get it on X. Like, that's going to look a bit weird. Like, that's not really the look I'm going for. Also, let's get some sort of widget, color, environment, texture, pink. Where am I looking? Resources, HDRIs. We're outside, sure. Okay. So we have. Look. So what we want. We're probably going to need separate lattices for each of these. What we want is to add ourselves a lattice. Actually, no, what we want to do is select that. Select... Oh, where is it? Object. Snap. Cursor to selected. So now our 3D cursor is there, and when we add a lattice, it'll go over the thing. It'll be centered on the 3D object. So, take that slightly. Edit mode, we actually want a couple more. Scale along the local Y. That. like that, maybe. Pop out. Let's lattice deform. That's that lattice. Lattice. That is very good. That looks a lot better. Not perfect. Oop. Phase, shoot smooth. These, and then duplicate that. Go to item. Make these all minuses. Which one is that though? I can tell from this. Can I? I should be able to tell from the, so that's lattice. Oh, of course, yes, you've moved. Boom. And now if we scale along X -1, that didn't work at all. Now we can do that. There we go. That's better. And then we can just sort of hide those. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. This is serviceable. Doesn't look absolutely terrible. Just a little bit. Again, I've never used lattices before. This is my first sort of foray into that realm. If I were to... really wanted to just sort of conform to the shape of the parsnip, don't we? So if I hide those, they're not gonna, yeah. Because what I want to do, slap some lettuce on the parsnip. Lettuce. Yeah, so that needs to be more in line with the slope of the parsnip itself. And then this needs to be sort of in line with the tangent of the slope. I think that should be a bit better. Also bigger. Try and scale inside edit mode if you can. Okay, let's do this again. Grab the... oh, no, there it is. Thing. Change the rotation. That. That's more like it. That's more like the parsnip I know and love. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do expressions with this. The simplest way would be to do eyebrows, but that's the gormless look that I wanted. Free moving eyeballs. Binocular rivalry. It's great. But I could set up an armature to deal with that. That would be doable. Yes. Would it? The lattice might interfere with that. It's better than nothing, I suppose. Anyway, so we've got that. How are we going to have eyebrows? There's only one of these images has eyebrows. Like I say, most of the expression happens with eyelids. And just deforming the eyes. Oh, look, Cyclops. But can we deform the eyes without messing around with the pupil, as we sort of ascertained? It might just be better to do that with the eyelids. So if we duplicate those like that, go to edit mode. Hang on, what? Can I edit more than one thing at once? That's pretty cool if I can do that. Didn't know that was a thing. Must be a new thing. Make that slightly bigger. 1.02, that's fine. Same thing. Scale slightly to 1. Where's the number? It's up top right, top left, sorry. 1.02. Yay! Rock! Cool. I can't change the material from inside, so let's do it now. I should name things, shouldn't I? So sphere, this is right IR. Oops. IR. Sphere 0.1 is L. This is top lid R. This is lid L. Bit of housekeeping. And then duplicate these. No, don't duplicate yet. We'll do what we need to do first, and then we'll duplicate. Let's go here. Like this. That's a horrible mess. Alt R. That's a bit better. There we go. Nice. Much nicer. There. Oh, I'm on smooth. I want to be on smooth. I want to be on select. Top lids. And no, I want to do that with each of the individual ones. Oh, I can do that with this. Yeah, there you go. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. And then back to me. It's horrible to look at. Welcome to 3D modeling. Have you ever seen Five Nights at Freddy's? It's a bit like that. Looks great on the outside, but then you go on the inside. Right, so this is the lid. It's gonna look a bit weird because I need to change the things. I did have one, didn't I? Yeah, that'll do. Also, we won't. That's gonna have to be more parsnip coloured. Oh yeah, no, that's gonna look weird, isn't it? Because of the smooth shading. Okay, that's fine. Let's sort that. With a lovely little subdivision in there. Hooray! There. That still looks weird. Why does that look weird? Normals? Something to do with normals? Where is the normal thing? Where's that been moved? Recalculate normals? Mesh? Normals. Recalculate. There. No, it still looks weird. Why does that look weird? Oh, because it's not in the same... Okay, no, that's fine. We can do that. Or I can delete those and start again. Because I can duplicate. Okay, lid top L. Sorry, I didn't think this through. Top R. Now let's change, cancel their rotations. Like that. Select them both. Edit. Now we can rotate like that. This will cause far fewer problems. Bingo. Also... Oh, hang on, before we do that. Is it 1.02? Yeah. Again. It's very tired. Less. Okay, this should look a lot nicer once I've set it all up. So I have to go back and do the thing again. I think there should be pupils on the top now. Yep, a bit weird. Um, material. And now it looks a lot cleaner, because it is. So now we duplicate those and call them lid bottom. And simply rotate them along X 180 degrees. Cool. So that does look slightly frightening, but these things happen. And now we can just rotate along X. No. We're gonna have to work out a little bit. Oh no, we can have the. I was gonna say, because rotating along X isn't particularly helpful because X isn't actually the direction we want to go. Is there? Be nice to be able to lock the rotation to a particular vector. Is there a way to do that? Has the music stopped? It has. Let us get some more. Let us, haha, get some more. Imagine. Oh, I haven't got the whole thing for that. So much lettuce. I know. Try and make a parsnip. You end up covered in lettuce. Isn't it just the way? Machinarium. That's a good one. I like that one. Yeah. Cool. Goodly good. That definitely smoked some bad lettuce now. So what are we doing? We want to have this. We don't really want to. Is there a way to lock it? Probably not. The transform rotation mode. So. Is that more? Not really, no. Okay, so if we do this. The only problem with this is it does leave the back. But we could theoretically do it. We do it like this, and then. Okay, so minus 0.5. Set it to axis angle. I don't know what that means, but that's what we're doing. Put it up 0.5? No. Blah. Minus 0.5. Nope. Have to do a little bit of experimentation to get this right. 90 degrees. Yeah, so you can still see the lid, the back. How are we going to sort that out? The sensible thing to do would be to sort this out with the lattice to make sure that the halfway mark is underneath the skin, as it were. What was it for this? It was minus 2.1. That's not true. Set that. So how far are you? That's just way off. That's gonna work. There we go. Quaternions, save the day. Thank you. Whoever it was who came up with those. Was it? Oh, no, they don't save the day. They could do if I could be bothered. That's gonna take too long. We'll just guess. We'll go by eye, if you'll pardon the expression. Doesn't matter all that much. Oops. Does the job, I guess. So we could sort of. It is symmetrical, so arguably doesn't matter how the rotation sort of works. So long as you get it in the right place in the end, it should be good. And then you can sort of rotate slightly differently if you want. Angry. It would be nice to have them consistent, but who even knows? You see what I'm going for, anyway. Hopefully. Let's just set this to XYZ Euler. The Euler. Not the best for doing what I want to do, but I can't get it to do what I want it to do because reasons to be cheerful. Okay. None. None. That's what looking forward looks like. I should probably get the bottom lids and give them X along 90 and then apply rotation. That's cancel rotation. How do I apply rotation? Save. Did that. Apply rotation. Cool. That's good. Oh, no, that's not good at all. Now I wanted to rotate them 180 degrees. Not 90 degrees. Oh, dear. How long did I study maths for? I worked in radians, that's my defense. Right. We'll deal with that later. For now, mouths. There is a system for doing the sort of thing I want to do with mouths, but I don't know it. Oh, do you know what I could do? I do that and then rotate along Z. This. Locally. That's what I wanted. So we just need to work out what the good Z is. They're about 45 degrees. That's very nice. And now should look absolutely terrible. So why did that look good? Oh, that's the wrong thing. That's the eye. I'm just doing bug reports here. Oh, it didn't look good. That's why. That's why. It looked awful. Okay, so let's rotate along Z again. We rotate along Z. Let's just do a control test. Let's rotate by 25 degrees. No, 22. 22 and a half. Local X. That looks pretty good. I'll work it out, it's fine. Okie dokie, this is the problem with lattices, I guess. Can I make... Might just break everything. That's... So the lattice... Top there. Oops. Can we do that? Is that the thing we can do? Doesn't appear to have helped. No. Never mind. How are we gonna do? Or we could try and texture this, maybe? Come up with a nice texture. Do that before we start doing anything nuts. Okay. How are we gonna do this? That's a good question. This is the texture one, so this is Parsnip. Skin. Basic color. Yellower. Which you could T-pose like that to assert your dominance. You can if you try hard enough. T-posing is a state of mind. Right. Shader editor up and running. I don't know what kind of texture we want to go with. But what I do want is... What kind of texture can we use? Yeah. Wave, I guess? So, what does the wave look like on its own? Okay, I can work with that. Grab that, and this in there. Lovely. Okay. Now, bands saw? No, sign. No distortion. Full detail doesn't do anything at the moment. So what I want is vector. No, not vector. I want input. Geometry? No, it's not gonna. Screw it, let's UV. So, why are you missing the... I deselected the bottom half. Let's mark that as a seam. Unwrap it. We're not going to need much, so let's just unwrap it. Project this from this view, I guess. Project from view. This should give us... nope. Nope, nope, I don't want to do either of those. No, I didn't want to do that either. There we are. UV editor, this is the UV. Fantastic. So let's get rid of this and add input UV. UV is when you unwrap something onto... Unwrap the surface of a 3D object into a different space, which instead of XYZ, they denote by U and V. And then you can just, for example, import a texture of your own and put it in here. Or what I'm going to try and do is try and use this to manipulate the shape of these bands like that. If I turn it by 45 degrees, that should give me what I want. Cool. So now, take this wave texture up here. That's not quite straight, is it? So, for some reason. That should be close enough. Right. Now, I want to make this smaller, like that. And add in a color ramp, which is under converter. Yeah. Better to use factor, I guess. Right, and now make that just there. That. Stick that in there. That may have to swap those around. Yeah, gonna have to swap those around. Don't know what the color is, but quite light but quite saturated, I guess. I'm just sort of winging it. Or how about we just multiply? How about that? Then I can have complete control over. No, not hue. Saturation, please. That seems fine. We can also, if we want to be cheeky, add a bump map. Yeah. The bump. Cool. Go for this color, stick it in height. That's normal. Ugh, that looks horrible. Why does that look so bad? Oh, we probably need to reduce it a bit. Even then, it's like really low quality. And the detail? Maybe? No? Oh, I guess that's what it is. It's a sign sort of thing. But no, that doesn't... If I were to do that... No, that is literally what's going on. That looks awful. Why does that look so bad? Scale? No? Distortion. Wobbly wobbly. That's what a parsnip looks like, yeah? It's bad, isn't it? How weird. Okay. Try something different. No. I always forget which one's which. No. Nope, definitely not. It doesn't feel like it, does it? As if anyone else is paying attention to what's going on. That'll be the same thing, wouldn't it? No? Ooh, shiny. Yeah, let's just say no. Just say no, kids. So what kind of texture are we looking for? Probably a little bit shiny. Not too shiny. A little bit. Maybe What does the surface of a parsnip look like? I don't know. Probably quite rough, actually, isn't it? Gas. Shock horror. What we could do, if we add Varanoid texture. And then I'll UV. That. I never remember how to do this. Is it? There's a maths thing, isn't it? Add color. No, not color converter. Maths. Is it power? Something? Turning the parsnip into the void. Oh, let's swap those around. No, that was the right way around. What am I trying to do here? I want to... Oh yeah, the project from view, probably not a great idea for this one. Let's get another UV going. Unwrap. That looks awful. How about you? Unwrap with respect to UV. Follow active quads. Ooh, funky. Not what I want though. Nope, still funky. That's interesting. Might be quite good, actually. Cool. So if we do that. So this is just about how you project onto objects. So you can unwrap it in several different ways. That looks better. Okay, so now what is it we actually want to do with this? We want to... we want the roughness to be relatively high regardless. Looking great. What was I trying to do with this? We could use this as a bump, maybe. Give it a bit of texture. What am I doing? I don't know. Oop. No, that's not how. Wanted bump. There. Bit extreme. Yeah, it really is just on and off with bump, isn't it? Weird. That was the sort of texture I was kind of going for. I'm going to swap it. Yeah, I was right the first time. Is that good? That's not good, really. I think it's time to abandon this, isn't it? Yeah. What we could do, we could give it a bit of Fresnel as a bit of joie de vivre. I have no idea what that means. Where is Fresnel? Give me Fresnel. What would it be in? Fresnel. Okay, so let's do this. So Fresnel is essentially the edge of something. So you can set it to be sort of quite extreme as to the edge. Sort of glossy Fresnel things going on, and certain objects have a stronger alteration to their color or their reflectivity with respect to Fresnel. And you can use that to make things look nicer. So I'm gonna give it a crack and attempt to add a little bit around the edges. I need a color ramp again. Color rampe. Color rampe. That will be fine. Don't really need the color ramp at all, do I? And try and do something with the reflectivity as well to give it a nice sort of shiny outline, maybe. That's the wrong way round. Always do it wrong. It's sort of difficult to see in this particular instance. Obviously it's quite obvious on the leaf, but we're going to have a different texture for that eventually. Oh, we don't want add, do we? We want mix. Okay, that'll do. I'll come up with a better texture for that at some point. Subsurface, maybe? It is up subsurface. Save your work before doing anything like that. Ooh. Subsurface color. Ooh. Weird in the intersection. Right. Sorry if this is a bit mundane, and a bit dull and boring. We should probably make these also something other than just single planes. Give them some sort of thickness. Tell you what, let's duplicate. Hide that one. Go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Delete. Alt H. Whoops. Hide that one. 2, 3, for inverse delete. There we go. Now they're on their own thing. Which means we can get rid of their UV maps and rid of that. Give them a new thing, which is green. We could have done that inside the what's it, but it's fine. They'll probably appreciate a Fresnel, a Voronoi. There. Okay, so what I wanted to do with this is I wanted to add a solidify modifier up here. So they're now thicker than they were before, and give them, what does that mean? So let's look at that in here. Go away. Really seem to do anything? Nah. Now, is there a way? Possibly not. Trying to see if there's a way to oop. Oh, they've just put creases. Oh, interesting. Then when I turn that on, it looks terrible. Better than nothing, I suppose. Yeah, no, that looks awful. So, okay, so that only really applies there. I keep pressing the wrong thing. Only really applies when we're not in edit mode and we have subdivision on. So that would, yeah, that looks terrible. Ooh. That looks alright. Yeah, maybe. Okay. We'll go with it. We can always change that later. What did I want to do with that? Yes, that was just to have the solidify operation. So we're doing relatively well. We've only got 5,500 vertices. Usually that's 10 times that at this point. I'm very bad at keeping track of vertex counts. Yeah, we'll try and come up with something nice. Well, let's give it a little go now. A little less on the roughness, a bit more shinier. Let's get that Voronoi back in. Oops. It's perfectly sensible unwrap. Let's add in the uvulae. The scale. That. Then math. Bit of math. Power it up. Again, probably not the right way of doing this, but here we are. Mix RGB. into there with a nice green, this nice green, and a sort of yellowy sort of thing. No, it's a bit darker. It doesn't quite, it's not the effect I'm really going for. Or what I could do, hang on, let me, this might be a bit too real, because after all I do want this to be cartoony, but if I go to, nope, it's not in there, where's, here, fabric, and get the normal of leather. Okay, stick that in there, add vector, normal map, set it to non-color data, and blink. Okay, that looks not fantastic, but better. We could probably do the same with the roughness, yeah? Cheat! Always cheat! It's the best way to do it. Non-color data. And probably also ambient occlusion just for effect. Add a color, mix RGB, grab this, darken it a little bit with some yellowy greeny stuff. Set it to multiply, set this as the factor, non-color, plug it in there. Okay, and let's break it down. Oh, hang on. That don't look right, does it? Stick that in there, maybe. Yeah, I just stole a leather texture because it's got a similar sort of. This is the kind of Voronoi pattern that I was trying to get, but it's tricky with the thing. Right, so I don't think it should be quite that strong. Just a nice subtle effect. Also maybe a little rougher, so let's add color ramp. Roughness is there. A little bit more, a little bit shinier. Could maybe do with being a little bit bigger. Oops. Okay. One other thing I can do, just to make it a little nicer, is if I go into vertex paint. I never remember how to get up. Ah, it's here. Paint all this down here. That. And maybe some this. Okay. That'll do. And then add this little bit of a different. Actually, no. Grab this, drag this up here, that's what we want, and then say, okay, let's have a slightly deeper green towards the roots. Like so, stick that in there, and we need the input of the colours I've just done. So, vertex colours. Should be, there we go, so we want Is it that or is it the other way around? The other way around. So color, invert. Marvelous. Okay, let's mess around with these a little bit. And get that progression to be a bit smoother. Yeah, it's something. And maybe just a little bit more randomness, why not? Add a texture, noise texture. Looks like this. Not. Well, we want the UV really. Add input of that. Cool. Detail, sure. Grab myself a color ramp, stick it there. That's nice. And then use that to the fact of this. Give us a nice mottly texture. That in there instead of that. Ooh. And adjust to your heart's desire. I was on multiply. Wanted it on mix. What's going on there? I wonder it was all looking all washed out. Why is that? Better? Don't have to have particularly different value, just want it slightly different colours. Don't know why I'm spending quite so much time on this, but I am, so nah. Okay, that's not terrible. The legs were just black, weren't they? So the arms and the legs, I could probably make them sort of brown, darky brown colour. Firstly though, let us smooth, and then just give them a simple old darky browny sort of thing. Oop. Not too saturated. That isn't rough. That'll do. The eyes as well. I guess I should probably think about material for the eyes. What colour did I do the eyes? I assume we're not going to go with a photorealistic eyeball. That would look a bit strange. Oop. So yeah, pretty much the same colour as the... Let's not do that. I'm tempted to do that. Because chaos. But let's give it a lovely smooth thing, and same for the sclera. Lovely shininess. Shiny. Yeah. Or actually, what would happen if I make it not shiny, but give it a clear coat with a shine? That looks strange. I don't think it changes anything. I think it just go with shiny. Yeah. Yeah, I need to sort those eyelids out. Right. I'll work out what to do with the eyes at some point. Should we try and get a very quick armature up and running? See how that works with the eyes and stuff. Okay. Again, this still needs a lot of work. I'm not going to stick an armature in the eye, are we? Let's add ourselves. Well, no, let's object snap cursor to selected. Also, we can get rid of these now. Temporarily. Then add an armature. I want to be able to see it. That would be helpful. Okay. Yeah, sure, that'll do. And let's view it as sticks. I prefer sticks. Yes, there's our root. Pardon the expression. No. Okay. Okay, so I have this here. Are we gonna have symmetry? Extrude. Have we got music? Has music stopped? Oh yeah, we're just in the really quiet bit. Go there. No, so we want, how do we go? X-axis mirror, that's what we want. There we are. Come on. Good wireframe so we can tell where the knee is. About there. And there's a foot. It's about there. Should we grab the right one? Here. Won't bother with doing the thumbs just yet. Just get something done. Right. I have no idea how this is going to work, honestly. So let me, just for a second, hide you, and then hide that. Wait, hang on, what am I selecting? Yes, good. Hide that. Hide the lids. Okay, go back to editing this. These are just controllers so that I can move things around with kinematics, which are very handy. Again, if you'll pardon the expression. Could probably add one for the hairs as well. We have to disconnect these at some point. We're probably not going to be moving this in this stream, are we? So I'll be the parent. Okay, cool. B, click parent. B, click parent. Oops. Select the bone. Music has ended. Let's put on the bonus EP. Right. Parent. Parent. Now for the horrible bit. Grab everything. Armature to form with automatic weights. And hope for the best. Pose mode. Let's try and add these inverse kinematics. I can never remember how. Alt I? No. Shift I? Yes. Okay. That looks right. Is that one there? Probably. Right. This is probably going to be an absolute disaster. Well, actually, all these inverse kinematics are very wrong at the moment, so let's try and sort that out. I haven't done inverse kinematics since they changed Blender, so that might be a problem. Okay, so it's here. Okay, this looks somewhat the same. So let's, I think, set that to 1 and set that to 2. I think I did not do a lot of rigging back in the day. That's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 1. So what this is, simple experiment. Set that to 3, sure. Put your arm in front of you, put your hand in front of you, and wiggle it around in the air. Just move it around. Watch it move. Now, while you're doing that, when you're moving your hand around in the air, look at your elbow. Your elbow is probably also moving, and it's moving in very strange ways. Not necessarily in the same direction or the same rotation as the hand is, but you're not thinking about that. Your brain's just sort of doing it automatically in order to make sure your hand goes where your brain wants your hand to go. But your hand can't go where your hand wants to go unless your brain sorts out the movement of the elbow first. That's what I'm doing at the moment, is I'm trying to make it so that I can control control elbows by moving hands, if that makes sense. So moving is way more complicated than it has any right to be. Exactly. I'm trying to find all the elbows, yes. And these are the controllers for the things. They probably don't, yeah, they do weird things at the moment. But none of these are named. I have to name them. What's this? Bone 002 L005, sure, why not? There. Cool. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, so we are moving the arm. That is good. That is good. Now you... Oh, no, I just have to set it to 1, don't I? And then... No. All targets, also the armature, and this is... Bone 002 L004. I'll name all of these properly. Name your... Whoa. That don't look good. That doesn't look like it's working right at all. That's there. Add it to. That's definitely not working right. Oh, because this is only supposed to influence that chain length of 1. I've forgotten how to do this. It's been a long time. How does this work? Why is this doing that? Such a weird thing. I'm gonna have to look at some of my old armatures and just... Actually, I can probably do that quite quickly. Let's look at some very old things that I did rig. Just so I can get the hang of what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I'm bad at this. What have I done? Is there anything in the dwarfy stuff that I did? Why is... Ah, that's annoying. Randoms. We will end the stream at some point soon, don't worry. For now, though... What have I done? Yes. Just a sort of general thing. Okay, so let's save that. No, back to... Thank you. Let's see if this has anything going for it. Why is that? Yeah, I want to open it in Blender. Windows, what are you doing? Open it in Blender. There, that thing. Do that. Okay, right. Yeah, right. Now, did I do it with you or did I... Okay, no, this looks like... If anybody remembers this, this is probably a bad idea when I'm streaming, yes. Can we convert this to Eevee? Yes, use up all of my visual information and then crash. Okay, well, you get the idea. Also, this is not the size I want it to be because I can't see chat anymore. Alright. Right, yes, so I'm just going to use this as a sort of general visual idea. So what am I doing with you? You. Chain length 1. No pole target. Interesting. Right, this is acting as the elbow. Target armature bone. Oh, I see. So, and that's chain length 2. Okay, so I had the right idea, I think. That. Go away. But everything broke for some reason. Let's get rid of that. Oh, it's already doing the thing. It was already correct. Kind of. There's a bit of stretchiness. I need to fix that manually. Okay, so it was already kind of right. Yeah. I just need to grab this. Okay, yeah, so see, the way this works is I just tell the hand where to go and the elbow sort of works itself out. But I can manually also choose where the sort of rotation of the elbow is. That makes sense. So this is good for sort of just, if you want your character to walk, just sort of walk along, you just need to worry about where the feet are. Yeah. Just need to worry about where the feet are, and then you can just say, okay, the knees are going to point forward, as well they should. Not quite that pointy, but you get the idea. That. So feet are doing their thing. Wait, hang on. So these, hang on, I need to make sure I'm doing things properly. that. Yeah, 3D modeling is not straightforward by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, you get the basic gist of how that would work theoretically. Now the problem is going to be with the eyes. Yeah, chain length 1. It's gonna. Okay, yeah. So that's the kind of thing I want to happen. The ability to do that. I don't know, however, if I go to object mode and then put the lattice back on. I don't know how that's going to behave. Badly by the looks of it. Yeah, it's just moving the whole thing. That's not what I wanted. Okay, no worries. We can just do that by rotation, can't we? Even if it is a bit finicky, we can set up its own armature. Is that possible? Can we do an armature prior? Oh no, hang on. Because the armature is coming after the lattice. So if we swap that around, same thing for the lids, I guess. Armature before the lattice. We're probably going to get some other unexpected things. Armature before the lattice. Right. And then I messed stuff up, so I'm gonna have to redo some bits. Head to active bone with a chain length of 1. Head to active bone with a chain length of 1. How's this gonna work? A little bit better. Not terrible. Once I stop the morphing of other things, shouldn't be too bad. Because because what's happening is I have to make sure that this is only being controlled by one bone. Folded eyes back. Yes, exactly. Oh, sorry, Oobs, I missed you going to sleep. Have a good sleep if you're still here. You're not. I can see from my bot. Everybody say hello. Well, not hello. Tell Oobs to have a good sleep. Yes, this is very messy, but salvageable. Because that's how... You can't expect the computer to know exactly what you want when you say, give this a skeleton. I don't know how this is going to work. Oh, that works excellently. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Ah, it's amazing. Ah, that is perfect. I'm very pleased with that. Leaf! I'm amazed that worked so well. Oh, that's great. Okay, so I reckon I can set up things for this. How's moving the body going to affect the lattice? There's a question. Poorly. The lattice is not parented? Can I not fit the parent? Can I parent the lattice to a particular bone? Or something? Oh, no, I don't need... No, I do. If I move so much, you leave your eyes behind. Only in Looney Tunes cartoons. Yeah, how's this gonna work? It's a bit awkward. Because what's happening at the moment, I think, is... Yeah, you see the eyeballs are now back to being spherical because the lattice is being left behind. Because once you leave the lattice, you are no longer beholden to the rules of the lattice. So I need the lattice to also be parented to the armature, but in particular to this bone of the armature, because that's basically all that matters. Is there a way to do that? Can I add... Oh, it is. It's on the armature. But I guess you can't... Guess you can't like deform a lattice with an armature or something like that to follow it. You can have vertex groups. I'll just say, hey, there's a vertex group called group. And then... Oh no, hang on, what's this bone called? The music has ended again. Random stuff. Bleh. There's always one more thing to do. These things. Okay, random music from my stream playlist. Castlevania, why not? Right, so what I want to do is, what's the name of this bone? This bone is called Bone 003. It's a perfectly sensible name. So if I go here and call this vertex group Bone 003. That's caps lock, thank you. Was there a dot? Probably a dot. Oop. Is that going to be affected by the armature? Absolutely not. You can add an armature modification to it, but it doesn't do anything. I'm going to have to look into that. But for now, you get the gist, I think. A little bit bobbly. We can sort that out. It's mostly a matter of just going into weight paints and going, hey, you see this... Oh, hang on. Go into pose mode first. Go into... Click on the body. Click on the body? No? Oop. Weight paint. Let me do this. Why don't you do this? Because it's changed. I don't think I've done this since. How do you select the armature when you're in weight paint mode? Anyway. I suppose I could just select the vertex groups. Apparently not. Ah, there we go. So you get like... Bone 003. So this is the spine bit here. Which should really be going all the way around, shouldn't it? That should be all of the top. It's just a matter of sort of doing this. Making sure it all matches up, all that sort of stuff. And making sure that, hey, Bone 004, I don't actually want these to have anything, so I can just sort of delete that one. So on and so forth. So Bone 003, if for some reason the first thing that popped into your head was the name's Bone, Parsnip Bone. If you're eating parsnips and you find a bone, something's very wrong. Anyway. Enough of that nonsense. Hang on. Horrible deformed parsnip says goodbye. End of stream time. Good bizzle. Bye. Thank you for coming along to this slightly odd stream. Yeah, I didn't know how this was gonna go. I think this is something that could be usable. It's gonna need a lot of work. 2 hours on stream is not enough. Nice relaxy time. I think that's nice on Saturdays to have a relaxy idea. It was gonna be this, or I had an idea for a drawing thing, which I'll probably do next week. So yeah, we'll do that next week. Thank you for coming along. What's the drawing thing? I wanted to do something because I was thinking about how I use. I tend to in my day-to-day drawing tend to have kind of two styles of the Outliers slightly more realistic cartoony style and the very cartoony October style. I wanted to do something very informative. I mean, that's just my life, isn't it? I want to do something. So many things. Thank you, Raspberry Pickle. It's very nice. Yes, so I have those two styles, and I thought it would be nice to try and sort of swap them around, but then I thought it would be cool if I tried to just take, like, specific monsters and try and draw them in the October style. So rather than just going, let's create a Frankenstein character, and all that sort of stuff, go more specific, say, okay, how about, obviously Dark Souls is the first thing that comes to mind. Let's draw Capra Demon as an October character, if that makes sense. Something like that, but we could do it with any monster from anything that I'm familiar with, and just go, hey, let's do lots and lots of cute little cartoony doodles. Why not? Of horrible things. I just thought that might be fun. So that can be kind of like a viewer suggesty sort of, hey, give me a monster, and then I'll try and draw it as a cartoon. Yeah. Anyway.
That wasn't necessary of you, but you have my thanks.
Thank you very much, Raspberry Pickle. I've just thought about the combination of raspberries and pickles, and that's a bit weird. But thank you very much for following. It's very kind of you. Apologies for picking apart your name. I'm glad people are liking October. For those who may be here who don't know, I do several comics. October and Company is a comic I've been doing recently. You can find it on my Twitter, which is probably linked below. I haven't updated that for a bit. But yes. Thank you everyone for coming along. Tomorrow we have Dark Souls 2, or Outlaws Dorks. Absolutely. We're getting there. We've just done... Oh yeah, we're back on the main game now, aren't we? So probably just a couple of streams of that left, and then we'll start something new and exciting. And it is a game I've never played before, so that'll be fun. Yes. Then on Tuesday, exciting times, we begin you begin your playthrough of the Citadel of Chaos, and I have to draw what you do. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let me. Add. What's the character's name? Methuselah, whatever it was. So this is how you end a stream, isn't it? It's just so climactic, very exciting. Me just going, where did I put that thing? Streams, draw-throughs, COC draw-through. Ah, it's big. I did the picture. There is your character on the stream. There they are. There she is. Yeah. So the Adventures of Beth begin on Tuesday. Best of luck. It's a hard game. I've got to work out how to draw her simply, because I'm not going to be there drawing all that leather. That's for sure. So yeah, I'll stick that up on Twitter at some point. Had an idea for a little mini comic between her and Pal. Yeah. So I hope you have a good time with that on Tuesday. Bloop, there they go. And Wednesday, Dark Souls. Saturday, interesting creative stream drawing little monsters. So think of monsters that you want me to see draw in the October style, and remember them for next Saturday. Until then, have a wonderful time. And her fire friend is still there. I can't remember what they were called, but they're there. Yeah. Enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful time. Look after yourselves. No promises? What? No! Enjoy yourselves. Be nice to yourselves. Do nice things. Yeah. I will see you whenever I see you. And until then, and thereafter, and during that time, stay safe, be good, be kind. Goodbye.